Hello everybody, Tyron the Guy 3 here, and welcome to the 1000 subscribers Q&A. Although I've gotten like 58 subscribers since the 1000 subscribers, so it's really to the 1058 subscribers Q&A special, but that sounds weird. So with that all said, I'm going to call it the 1000 subscribers Q&A. I really want to thank you guys for making me, for allowing me to become this known on YouTube at this high a level. I never would wake up and imagine that, wow, there's 1,058 people waking up the day wondering, is Tyrone making a new video? When is he gonna freaking make Poke research? Or yeah, like, I'm working on these things and I'm trying hard, but I also just got a job. Things are getting a little hectic with my actual life, but you know, I'm getting it together and things are looking up, so I will be able to provide you all with plenty of great content in the future. That update video I made pretty much sums up a lot of what I'm planning to do for the future, but there's some questions that you all have, and I am glad to answer them. So I'm going to try to answer them as quickly as possible, unlike my last Q&A where I was able to like linger over them for a while because it was significantly less subscribers. So with this, I'm going to speed through you guys, but I'm still going to give potent and good quality based answers on some of these questions. If some of the questions feel like they're repeats, then I'll probably just say, I kind of answered it already when so-and-so asked or whatever. So with that all said, there's questions to ask and I'm going to answer them. Let's get started. The first questions come from girdnation. The first question is, will you ever review Naruto Shippuden and the Naruto movies? Well, the thing about Naruto is, I recently learned that the manga series has ended, and with that being said, the anime series will soon follow after as ending. Naruto is officially over, and I gotta be honest, I'm really glad. I got nothing against Naruto, and I talked about Naruto in two of my previous videos where I talked about Naruto Part 1 and I reviewed a little bit of it, as well as the top 5 Naruto characters video that I made a while ago. So I will be getting back to trying to review Shippuden. The problem with Shippuden is that I didn't finish Shippuden, or I haven't caught up to Shippuden, or should I say, because Shippuden isn't technically finished yet, anime-wise. But rest assured, I will finish it. And sadly, the only Naruto movies I've ever watched, I've only watched 5. The first 3 from part 1 and then 2 from the Shippuden series. So yeah, I'd have to watch all of the movies and, you know, I'd have to rewatch some of the movies. I personally like the first movie, if you ask me. That's not me being a nostalgia whore or anything. That's just, I really liked how the first movie pretty much came out. And I will be putting more Naruto content on this channel, but don't expect that until later on, like this fall or this winter, when I actually have the time to sit down and, you know, absorb Naruto. The second question, on a scale of 1 to 10, what do you give Dragon Ball Xenoverse? I like this question because Xenoverse has been a special game. I'm actually looking at it right now on my drawer of games. Xenoverse was a game that I really wanted when it was coming out, and I saved up all the money I could. Unfortunately, I got the dates messed up on when it came out. I looked at the Steam release date instead of the Xbox 360 date because that's what I have Xenoverse for, unfortunately. I'm buying it again once I get my PS4 because I'm a freaking nerd. But, yeah, so I miscalculated the dates, and when I miscalculated the dates and thought that Xenoverse came out later, it came out later on Steam, but it came out earlier in stores on the Xbox 360, so unfortunately I missed the date for the midnight release that I could have grabbed it on, and then right after that, it was completely sold out. I couldn't find it. It took almost 2.5 weeks for me to actually get a copy of Xenoverse. That's how badly it was sold out. And once I finally got it, I gotta say, I really, really liked it. I think I'll make a video more in depth to how I feel about Xenoverse, because, you know, we're trying to go through each of these questions really fast. But to answer your question on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd have to say I'll give this game, and I'll give it an 8. Because there's some things it really does right that I like, but there's some major things that prevent it from being the best Dragon Ball Z game ever. Third question is Hunter x Hunter versus Yu Yu Hakusho, which is a better written series? The funny part is I believe Yu Yu Hakusho and Hunter x Hunter are both made by the same person, and I believe that guy married the woman who made Sailor Moon, which I thought was really cool because I watch all three of these series, and I really love the Hunter x Hunter series. As you know, the Hunter x Hunter series is a series that I'm actually going to start reviewing soon this summer, so probably around late June or early July. But I will be reviewing the Hunter x Hunter series. But don't get me wrong, I really love the Yu Yu Hakusho series. I thought it was a very well written series, although there's some problems I have with the Yu Yu Hakusho series, which I'll probably do in a one-off review, because the Yu Yu Hakusho series is a good series to me, but towards the end it started to fall a little flat for me. Just some things I didn't 100% agree with. Hunter x Hunter is kind of the same way with its ending, because I feel like more could have been done. But if I had to put the two together versus each other as far as written, I say Hunter x Hunter is the best to me. I like Hunter x Hunter. Hunter x Hunter is the good one, although I am referencing the 2011 Hunter x Hunter and not the early 1990s one. So, the next set of questions is from the Water Ninja Matthew. Unovantic. I'm sorry if I botched your name. But the first question is, May, Dawn, or Serena? Serena. I'm sorry, May, but Serena. And I hate Dawn. Misty or Iris? So, Water Ninja, you're really like into the female traveling companions. I'll give it to Iris, because I see why you did this, because all three of these characters pretty much have the same goals, whereas the contest thing, or kind of like a performance type deal, while these two are more of like the gym leaders. I get what you were doing here, and I have to say Iris. Misty and Iris basically have the same like development saga of them becoming better gym leaders, but Iris tells it better. I like the episode more or less when Drayden comes to town and she's trying to hide from him because she skipped out on Pokemon school or something. Like, I like that. It's great Iris backstory, and Iris has been through a lot, and we see her progress more vividly than Misty's. What's your least favorite main series Pokemon game currently? That has to go to Diamond and Pearl, and Platinum to some extent, but Diamond and Pearl mostly. Too many mistakes. I'll explain it in some other video, but Diamond and Pearl, oh my god. Let's just put it this way. It's so slow, and there's a lot of tedious things in it. The next one comes to, and I'm sorry if I didn't have your name here. I believe it wasn't Oh, it's volksed. Okay, the next one is volksed. I'm sorry, Volk. The first question is, how many X and Y episodes you estimate there will be in total? Usually Pokemon goes around 130, I want to say 100 to 20, 100 to 30 episodes, so I'll give it 120, maybe 130. Although the way this series is looking, it may be a bit longer. So if you want a safe bet from me, I'll give it a nice 145, maybe 150. So just like the Pokemon, 150. Anyway, question number 2: Is there an anime that there is an anime I would love to show you and get your reaction called Ace World. Do you know if you might be able to convince the guys to watch an episode with it for a video? Well, when it comes to anime that we recommend to each other to watch, it's usually a process of if we want to check it out or not. I'd have to ask the others and see if they were down, and it's a really long process. I mean, to get me to watch Arc V was probably the longest we've ever gotten. It's not that I didn't want to watch Arc V, it's just getting us all together to make sure we could watch it was kind of difficult. And I've actually heard of Ace World. I believe I've seen like one episode of it, and I couldn't remember it well enough to say that I'm into it, but I do believe I know what it is. Next question. I know I ask every chance I get, but it has almost been an entire year since we talked over a Skype call. I thought you were a chill, cool guy and would love to we are YouTubers and Pokemon fans. We can talk for 2 hours at least. Long story short, and I hate to skim over this question, Volk. It's just a really long question, and I know what it's basically stating. You're asking if we could talk again on Skype. Now, Volk, and to everybody in this manner, the thing about the Skype conversations that I did it earlier last year with others because I actually tried to do it earlier with others because I actually had the time to do it because my channel wasn't as active around this time. And because of this, I actually had the time to do it. But now that I'm getting more and more subscribers, I want to try my best to appeal to everyone and not just one person in particular. Because if I give you the chance to Skype call, then everybody else like Darren Poke and several others are going to want to Skype call. And it's not that I don't want to. I appreciate you all. Like, every one of you all are cool, dedicated fans. But it's going to be really hard for me to have like a 2-hour conversation with you, then go to work, then get with KG, Dean, and Chornick to do crossovers, and then try to work on my own life and school, and go try to get some sleep, then wake up for work, then go to school, then, you see what I'm saying there? It's like, it's really hectic, and I try my best to communicate with you all via Twitter and via the comment section, but as far as guests go, the only time you'll ever see me have a Skype conversation with you guys at this point will be as if I request one for you guys, and that's not me trying to be like, oh, I'm so famous I can. No, that's me more or less going, my schedule's really huge. Like, a lot is happening in my personal life right now, and I can't bear the weight of it all. It's just, I really want to talk with each and every one of you individually. But like I said, it's 1,058 people. I'll try my best to keep in contact with you all, Twitter and in the comment section below. So, yeah, sorry, Volk, and sorry to everybody else who's been requesting Skype conversations. I will not be able to do it unless I request you first, and it's usually for video purposes. I'm trying my best to make sure that the channel can relate to you all and that you all can enjoy this, enjoy the content on my channel as well. I'm doing this more or less for you guys now because it's 1,000 subscribers, and I can't let 1,000 people down. So, I'm sorry, but it's more of I am doing it for you all. I'm not trying to just blow off people to Skype. It's just, I don't have the time anymore. Next question's from the Kappa 11. The first question Kappa asks is, what do you expect the characters of X and Y to develop into exactly? Well, this can split off into several things. I'm guessing since Ash is already more mature in this series, I believe, than any of the other series he's been in. The maturity clearly shows here. He's taking much more competence. He's taking more of a leadership role. More characters are actually looking up to him, whereas if you look back all the way to the Kanto region, he looked up to most characters. Like Ash was looking up to Brock and Misty, and Ash was looking up to gym leaders to learn things, and he seemed like he was just younger, whereas in X and Y, Serena, Clement, and Bonnie look up to Ash to be the assertive and the strong and mature one of the group, and I just really see that development happening with Ash. So I believe he's become more assertive. And I'm glad that Brock left because he was the more adult figure. So Ash shows to be the more mature one. Other than that, I believe Clement is doing the same thing. He's becoming more mature. I think he's trying to develop more of Ash's like personality, so he looks up to him like a big brother, I guess, if you would say. And then we got Bonnie. Bonnie's awesome as it is, but I think Bonnie's like learning more adult things, like in the Flabébé episode where you learn to let things go if you love them and stuff like that. And then as for Serena, Serena's gone through her whole phase of cutting her hair, and, you know, she's growing every time she does a large experience in life. I think Serena has come a long way since that long-haired, clueless girl who had a crush on Ash and no idea what to do with it. So, yeah, I guess that's how I see them. All of them follow the same theme of becoming more assertive and embracing their goals more. Nice, fun Pokemon stuff. And I guess a sub to this question is, what I mean is, do you see them from the development moments put together exactly, if you could picture it? Like I said, yeah, just like they're all assertive, they've taken control, they're all more, have their destinies set in stone now. So that's what I see from coming out of them. The next question is, if you could, what would you do differently if you could start all over again? I'm guessing what you mean is, if I could start this whole YouTube channel over again, like if I were trying to start it, I would actually take the time to observe a lot of other people's YouTube channels that have done reviews and things like that before I tried to do mine. Because I actually came out doing Pokemon X and Y reviews when I was watching the Insane Game Freak do Best Wishes reviews, and I owe a lot to him because the way he did his reviews was more inclusive. Like, it felt like you could relate to everything he was saying more because he spoke on the side of through the perspective of the fan as well as the person who's like just watching Pokemon maybe for the first time. And I really liked that point of view, so I decided to more or less like adapt that. But I would watch a lot more people do reviews, see what's necessary, try to look more into graphics, see how to make thumbnails, and practice myself more on what I'm doing right now. The next question is from Vile with a V. Alright, here goes. Question 1. How did you meet KG Prestige? I think this one's interesting. I met KG Prestige more or less in the same way I started meeting a lot of YouTubers just like that were doing reviews. I just more or less messaged them. I was like, I PM'd them. I was just like, hey, KG. Well, the thing about when I met KG, I noticed that KG and I think this was during the era where KG and I were the only real like Pokemon X and Y reviewers at this point. I think a third person was reviewing X and Y, but I don't think they blew up as much, and I don't think we noticed them as much. But when I was just going around YouTube, I noticed KG's reviews, and then I PM'd him and basically was like, hey KG man, I noticed you do reviews of Pokemon X and Y as well. Since it's becoming the end of the year and Pokemon X and Y just got done with its first 10 episodes, do you want to do an impressions video with me? And he was like, sure. After that, we got each other's Skype contacts, and then we started introducing ourselves, and then we did the video, and it came together nicely. We both had a lot, like our conversation picked up a lot of momentum, and we had a lot to talk about from X and Y because we both reviewed it and we both looked at it in depth, and we both analyzed and we both dissected. So it was a very great collaboration, which led to an even bigger collaboration with the others. Question 2. For the future of Pokemon anime, would you like to see Ash's story to end and then a new protagonist into the new series to continue the anime without reusing Ash? Actually, yes, I do. This is something I've actually been hoping for a while, but at the same time, if it had ended on the Unova regions count, I wouldn't have been that happy with Ash leaving and then picking a new cast. I'm glad X and Y decided to use Ash more or less because Ash needs a better send-off than what the Unova region did for him. I mean, just personally, I like the Best Wishes series, which I know I'm the oddball here, but the ending to that series was lackluster. I'll admit that. Just because I love a series doesn't mean I won't give it harsh criticism. That ending kind of sucked. So, yeah, I'm glad that they continued it here, but I would not mind if X and Y was Ash's send-off series. I really wouldn't. If they end Ash properly, then I wouldn't mind if they end him now and bring a new character, because, first of all, Ash has been 10 forever, and I know what you're thinking, well, South Park and The Simpsons exist. Well, yeah, but at the same time, they also don't follow progression. One episode, something can happen, and the next episode is completely dropped off. When Ash gets a badge, it carries over to the next episode. He still has that badge. So progression is happening in the series. That means Ash needs to progress. If he can remember Charizard way back when he was in the Charizard Valley, and then get him in the Unova region, that means some form of time has to pass. So, yeah, with that said, I would not mind if this was Ash's send-off series. I would love to see a new protagonist and what they have to bring to the Pokemon world, and to give us a fresh start. Third question. Will we ever see your face in a video? I believe I showed my face in some videos, actually. Check out episode 60's review of Pokemon X and Y, where you see me and Raichu cry over Serena. check out the picture of me being ready for the Smash Brothers game to come out. There's a picture of me on that. Well, I think it's the top 5 Smash videos. There's several videos where you can see my face. Just check out my channel. Like, they're not immediate, but they're in and out. Next 3 questions come from Joshua Peters. The first question is, can you tell me your thoughts on Attack on Titans, please? I love Attack on Titans. My problem is that there's no episodes coming out right now. I believe we have to wait for the manga writer to get started on writing more chapters. I'm planning to do a review of Attack on Titans, but I kind of want to do it like later, like when the series has progressed a bit more, because I believe only like 25, maybe 21 episodes have happened so far. There needs to be more. So yeah, I love Attack on Titans, but if I really want to talk about it, there needs to be more. 2, have you ever felt that the Pokemon anime ever had missed potential? Sometimes. Yeah, plenty of times actually. Ash losing in almost every league is missed potential if you ask me. Just like, come on guys, just progress them. Like, make them go to finish the damn league. Or I wouldn't even mind him having like second, and then he like learns a lot, and we see that he's shooting for another league, but we don't know whether or not he makes it in first or not. They can leave it ambiguous, but this is just like, it's kind of ridiculous. But if we're talking about potential, there's a lot I believe they could do, but I think they chose not to do it for the sake of relating to kids. Like, in theory, he can evolve all his Pokemon, but they don't want to do that because kids don't like large, gritty Pokemon. They want to relate to boys and girls, so they got to keep Ash's Pokemon relatively cute, while at the same time making some of them cool to relate to the boys. So you're going to expect some unevolved Pokemon. I refuse to believe that Ash goes in just balls blazing with fully evolved Pokemon, except for in the Diamond and Pearl series, where even still he had Weasel and freaking Gibble. So, with that said, next one, 3rd question. My last question is, you once told me that Pokemon is missing a few things to be a battle shonen. Well, I was wondering what those things were. Oh yeah, I remember I said that in a comment. What it's missing is just like, first of all, you know how shonen actually like had that level of, well, one thing triggers another? Yeah, Pokemon doesn't have that. Like, Ash has been doing leagues Ash has done a grand total of 6 leagues, and they more or less go through the same thing with very minor differences. It's just like, you know how in we're in an arc of Hunter x Hunter, the ending to that arc leads to the next arc. Like, Greed Island is over, but it leads to the Chimera Ant arc, because of the way that one of the cards allows going to get to the other area. None of that really happens in Pokemon. Pokemon's more or less, my league is over, time to go to the next league. It's a 1-2 step deal, and it's also missing like very heavy things. First of all, it's not as dark. Pokemon will never be dark. Like, it's gotten a little tense, like with Team Rocket and the Weather Trio stuff, or like Team Plasma stuff. Yeah, it's gotten tense before, but it's never gotten to a point where anyone's died, or anyone's been like murdered, or bloodshed, or it's not Pokemon Adventures the manga is what I'm basically trying to say. And even that is kind of a little shy of being a shonen, because it's Pokemon. Anyway, Pikachu979 asks, why do you prefer Best Wishes to Diamond and Pearl when Best Wishes did almost everything wrong? For example, the League, his companions, and rivals, just to name a few. Okay, here's the thing, because Dean and I are going to have a battle, Diamond and Pearl versus Best Wishes at some point in the future when we do our region reviews. I like Best Wishes, and looking at it, I stopped to look at Best Wishes and Diamond and Pearl back to back. And I noticed something. You know how like a car's engine is bad, but its tires are fine, and there's another car where its tires are bad, but its engine is good? That's Diamond and Pearl, basically, and Best Wishes side by side. I'll admit one thing. Diamond and Pearl has a good ending. Their ending is good. But everything up to that point is slow. It's air. It's fillery. It's mucky. It's Dawn. It's just a lot of me sitting around watching them BS until a gym battle comes. Also, I got introduced to Diamond and Pearl via the English dub, and everybody talks like they're in a preschool show. All right, Pikachu, let's go. Dawn, you can do it. I believe in you. And Dawn's like, Baneri, I choose you. It's like, I don't want to hear that. I can't sit through Diamond and Pearl. It feels like it's a 4-year-old show, and it grinds my brain to death. Now, I watched the Japanese with English subs. It's a bit better, but there's still some issues with that pacing and the fact that Brock's still there. I don't care about Brock anymore. After Johto, I stopped caring about Brock because there was no reason to care about Brock anymore. He's run his jokes too long. Brock was just there to be there. His Pokemon were kind of cool with the Happiny and the Sudowoodo and the Croagunk, but even that was kind of bleh. And it's just a lot of mucky air, and it's like, oh, it's got a great league. The league is excellent, and Ash got a good rival within Paul, but look at everything we had to go through just to get to that. I'll explain more in a discussion video about it, but that's how I feel. Best Wishes has the reverse problem. Best Wishes pacing is excellent. Ash gets his badges. He catches Pokemon from one episode to another. He's got like a freaking Sawaddle in one episode, and shortly after he got like Raggenrola and stuff. It's like he's getting Pokemon left and right. Like the gap between badges isn't that long. He's got a nice set of rivals that all come together like their family, except Trip. Screw Trip. And the league is bad though. Like the rival and league in Best Wishes are bad, but everything else is good. Diamond and Pearl, everything is bad, but the rival and leagues are good. You see what I'm saying? That they both have reverse problems. So, and I like Iris and Silent a lot more than, like, say, Dawn and Brock, because first of all, I've already explained Dawn. I'll probably elaborate more if I ever review the Diamond and Pearl series or like talk with the others about it. But Dawn to me is she's just boring. And then Brock's run his course. Silent, I like Silent because Silent has enthusiasm. He's enthusiastic about everything. He, like, the way, and I think it's because of the English dub that ruined him. The English dub ruined Iris and Silent. Iris and Silent are more or less a lot better in the Japanese with English subs, trust me. And as far as Iris, yeah, that little kid joke runs its course. That's her problem. But look at Iris from, like, the beginning of the series to the end. Look at her from the beginning. She's got an Emolga she can barely control because it keeps using Volt Switch. She's got a Escadrille that plain wouldn't listen to her and an Axew that sucked. Then at the end of the series, she's got an Axew that knows all these boss moves. Emolga more or less listens to her a bit more. Escadrille fully obeys her with no questions asked. And she's got a Dragonite that has respect for her. So yeah, if you look at those two Irises, you can immediately tell development. Whereas with Dawn, it's like she has to progress only because she's in a position where she has no choice. But even still, I don't see nothing. She loses to Zoe. It's like, are you kidding me? May beat Drew. She beat her rival that was better than her. Why can't you? But yeah, there you go. The next question is from X Purple Vortex. Question number 1. If you're a fan of the Smash Bros. Game, what character do you think will be announced after Lucas? I'm hoping Wolf, and the new Star Fox game is raising my hopes, but I'm curious on who you think it will be and who you want to be in the game. Unfortunately, we've already gotten E3 after this point, so yeah, Ryu and Roy have been announced. So yeah, you got Ryu and Roy after Lucas. So yeah, they're there, and I, for one, think they're okay character choices. I really, like, when it comes to new Smash characters, I'm okay with the roster right now, personally. I hate to say that, but yeah, like the only other character I would want to be on there probably would be like the Inkling kid from Splatoon or something, but we already get costumes for that, so it's whatever. So yeah, with the next question, what would you ever meet up in real life with Kevin and Dean to do vlogs? And do vlogs. Oh, I'm guessing would they want me to do a collab with them in real life? I want to, yes. That's definitely a thing. I want to meet up with KG and Dean in real life. I'm pretty sure we'll make ideas of doing it in the future. It won't be an immediate thing, but it's something that's definitely like on my to-do list of things that I want to get done because they're great guys. I mean, we've done tons of collabs together. How would you feel if they gave Super Saiyan God more power levels in the new series, like the one where Goku's hair is purple? Well, from what we see, Dragon Ball Super actually takes place before Goku masters the Super Saiyan God transformation, so we don't even get to see Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan until like later, unless they do a time skip, and then we see it. Much similar to like Dead Zone, where Dead Zone technically happened before the Dragon Ball Z series, and personally, I hate when transformations stack up too much. I think Super Saiyan 2 was fine to me. Once it got to 3, I was a little cringy, and then when I saw 4, I completely flipped the table, because screw that. And then when they joked about 5, it looked disgusting to me, and things were starting to get ridiculous. Because if you take the multipliers of power levels, Goku would pretty much have the ability to crack a planet in half if he sneezed. That's why I hate when all these Super Saiyan transformations build up like that. So, more or less, no. I would love it if Goku just went Super Saiyan God Blue. I call it Blue because I refuse to call it Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan. Next question is from Trayman1. Here are my questions. 1. If they ever make any Kalos Pokemon Mega Evolve, which member of Ash's team would you want to Mega Evolve? I guess I'd have to be generic here and pick Greninja. I mean, yeah, having Smogonbird, aka Talonflame, which it isn't a Talonflame at this point. I'm just think that Ash will probably evolve it into that, though, because he fully evolves his birds. If he Mega Evolved Talonflame, that would be kind of cool, but I more or less... I want Greninja to go through it. That way it can have a battle with the Mega Sceptile towards the end. Number 2, which 3 Pokemon do you want / think deserve a Mega Evolution? Very Mega Evolution heavy questions here. If you're just asking about Pokemon in general, then Raichu. But no, I guess if I had to pick Raichu and maybe Hitmonchan and Hitmonlee, that'd be kind of cool. I don't know. The Hitmon game would have Mega Evolutions. That'd be pretty cool. Will you be making an update video of Ash, Clement, and Serena's future teams with KG and Dean soon? We usually don't make updates about what Pokemon we think they'll have. Although we have been talking about it, and we've shuffled around like Skiddo and Phantom and several other Pokemon for Ash because, he still needs to get that grass type. And then as far as Serena and the others, we've talked about it, but we've never decided to make a video on it, so I don't think so. The next one's from Swagsire. I really like that name, by the way. What other games do you like to play besides Pokemon? Okay, well, I love the Sonic series, and my favorite Sonic game is Sonic Colors, as well as Sonic CD. Those are my 2 favorite Sonic games, as well as a Sonic game that technically isn't a Sonic game. I mean, it doesn't have the license of one. It's a Sonic after the sequel. It's a fan-made game, and it's really good. Other than that, I love the Mario series as well. I played Fire Emblem. I played the Final Fantasy series. I love the Kingdom Hearts series to death. I play a lot of games. Yeah, there's a large block of games that I just play. I'm looking right now at my overall list. You see a couple of Dragon Ball Z games. I love the Final Fantasy series. Like I said, I blew up when you all heard me blow up in the Sony E3 conference when they announced 7's remake. So yeah, I love the Final Fantasy series. I like the Soul Calibur series to a degree. Tekken series is really good to me. I'm more of a fighter and platformer, with the occasional puzzles being with the occasional puzzles. I wanted to say Pokemon Puzzle Challenge, but you said no Pokemon game, so. But yeah, yeah, I'm mostly a fighter and a platformer. I'm also a big RPG fan, obviously. So, next question is, what got you into Pokemon? I got into Pokemon basically the same way everyone else got into Pokemon. I saw it on Kids WB. I was like, ooh, what's this? And yeah, after that point, it was bright, colorful. It had lots of awesome creatures and made me laugh. It was nice and entertaining. And I tried to get into Digimon at some point because it was introduced into my life too, along with Pokemon, but I couldn't get into it. Pokemon was just this thing, and my uncle, once my uncle found out that I was watching Pokemon, he made it an effort to like try to get more into the series as well. He gave me my first ever Pokemon. He gave me my first ever video game for real, which was for a Game Boy Color. I got a Game Boy Color for my birthday, and then he gave me Pokemon Yellow, and it's been a ride ever since. So I really owe a lot to him. I think one of the first Pokemon toys I ever received, my uncle gave me a Charmander. It was a little Charmander toy that said Charmander and had the light up tail. I explained it in my last Q&A video. But yeah, so just, yeah, like after that, Pokemon was just something that stayed with me the whole time. And every time I tried to leave in the Hoenn region, but they brought me back in with the Emerald version. I was with Ruby and Sapphire and Emerald. And I was just like, I can't get away from this series. It's got a nice grasp of me. How do you think X and Y will end? A lot of people ask me this question, and it's because it's a long series and it's a great series, and I want to say I want to see Ash become the champion, but more or less, if he becomes second place with him winning or losing to Shota, I'll be happy with that. Like, Shota's match, I think, is going to be the most anticipated battle in the entire X and Y series because they're hyping it up to be. But I imagine like Ash will make a pretty decent place in this league because he's really competent this time around. And I also imagine like Serena will be good enough to accomplish her goals in the Poke Showcase. And hopefully she'll try to continue her showcase journeys. I believe Clement will go back to the gym and be a lot better of a gym leader because of it. And Bonnie will, she'll still be Bonnie. Like, I'm sorry if I'm not hyping it up to a really high degree of how I think an ending will go, but I don't know enough. Like, we're not close. I want to say we're close to the ending, but we're not close enough to the ending to make these large speculations of what we think are going to happen. So I could say one thing and then like an episode will happen and completely knock out my perspective of that. So with me continuously reviewing the series, anything can happen, but I imagine more or less like one thing I think is prominent is that Ash will get a good place in this league. He deserves it. Hell, I think he deserves to be champion. So I want Ash to actually win the damn league. Anyway, the next set of questions come from Destar. First question is, what do you want Game Freak / Nintendo to do for the 20th anniversary next year? Okay, so Pokemon is turning 20, and honestly, I want them to just make a really nice main game. I mean, whether it become a Kalos game or a game that's outside of the Kalos region, I don't know. Because I honestly, if they make a new generation right now, I would be kind of pissed just because they're not really done with this one. I say make a nice Wii U game. A nice Pokemon Wii U game would be really good for the 20th anniversary. And alongside of that, make a nice mainstream 3DS game, a main DS game. It could be a Kalos region game, like the big rumored Pokemon Z. So yeah, that'd be kind of cool if they did that. Anyway, 2, do you think that another set of Gen 1 remakes would be redundant or pointless? I thought about this a long time, only because right now the Cancel region is the only region that technically can't be played on the 3DS, because you can play DS games on the 3DS, but however, Fire Red and Leaf Green are on Game Boy Advance. Here's what I think should happen. I do not think they should make another remake of Gen 1, because yes, that would be a little redundant to me. I think they should just go ahead, come on Game Freak, suck it up, stop being stingy with your games. You already showed us that you could release trading card games and puzzle challenge for the eShop, which I really love. But you've already shown that you can do it. Just make the remake, just make Fire Red and Leaf Green and put them on the eShop. I would love that. So yeah, do that. Anyway, number 3. Do you expect the other gods that were mentioned in Battle of Gods to show up in Super? We get the hint that another god of destruction will be shown in Dragon Ball Super by the poster where you see Fat Beerus and Woman Whis. I love those names, by the way. I don't care if they actually have like legit names for them. I'm calling them Fat Beerus and Woman Whis. But yeah, so we see that. Maybe. Hunter Livingston asks, what Pokemon on Ash's team is your least favorite? It was Halucha until, the fairy gym. But I can't really pick one. I like them all. The series has done a good job of developing each of them. So I can't really choose, to be perfectly honest. If I had to pick with a gun up to my head, I'd honestly say Pikachu. I hate to say Pikachu, but Pikachu's been around so long, I'm used to it at this point. I'm super used to it. Frogadier's a boss. I mean, and Halucha's a show-off, a little show-off, and I like him for it, though. Noibat's new. I can't diss Noibat. And then you got Gudra left. Yeah, so, yeah, and then Fletchender's cool. Fletchender's gone a long way for Ash's bird. So, yeah, there you go. I like them all. Pikachu, I guess, unfortunately. Anyway, the next question is, what is your opinion on the Ginyu Force? I think they're awesome. But seriously, I think they're pretty cool. I wish we had gotten to see them fight a little bit more. What I mean by that is that Goku took out Burter really easily, and that was kind of disappointing. I wish Burter had a chance to have more of a brawl. Like, Jace had a chance to fight with Vegeta, and then the Ginyu himself fought with Gohan, Krillin, and Goku. I wish that Goldo wasn't as goofy as he was, but I guess they had to make a drawback to someone who can freaking freeze time. Christ. Rikun was pretty cool, but he was your generic, I'm a big idiot with a lot of power. Yeah, they're alright. They were an alright elite force of warriors. I wish they all five fought at once against the Z Warriors in a big brawl, but that wouldn't have happened. Anyway, choose 5 characters from past regions that you would like to see return. Love your videos. Thank you, Hunter Livingston. And 5 characters from the past regions. Definitely May is a big one. I guess May could try to sneak into the Poke Showcase as a form of contest. I mean, I guess that would work out. Another character from the older series, I can't really think of one right off the bat. Just to piss people off, I'll just pick Tracy, just to mess with people. And then I can't really think of the other 3 right off the bat. I guess, yeah, I can't really think of the other 3. I guess Casey from the Johto region, because she was really cool, and they kind of dropped her. She wasn't even in the league, which was kind of upsetting. Then the other 2, I guess, would be, I don't know, Duplica, because of the whole Ditto thing. That was kind of cool. And then last but not least, I guess, from the older series, I really don't know. I guess Kenyon, because Kenyon was alright. He's a nice rival. And after that, we've got questions from Evan Berlitz. Evan Berlitz? Yeah. No offense, but why do you like Serena / Poke Showcase? I like the Poke Showcase because, and here's his follow-up. I personally find them boring, especially since there was no battling. Plus, I'd rather watch contests than baking and dressing up. And Serena's development is the pacing of Diamond and Pearl, which I know you hate. And she is a mix of May and Dawn. But with a crush, I'd say she is like Dawn because her girly personality, loving fashion, baking, etc. The thing about it is, my one problem I had with contests, and this was the problem I had even with May, contests started to look too much like gym battles to me. It was like, okay, May had to go to her next contest, which was basically her battling 2 other contestants. Same with Dawn, they had to battle. And battling was while I see what they were doing with the contest battles, they were way too much like regular battles. There was a point where I believe that one contest battle didn't really have any flair or mixed attacks into it. It was just attacks going back and forth. It looked too much like a gym battle. I like Serena and her Poke Showcases because they're different. they're always different each time. So you always have something to look forward to that's new. And plus, you got to remember, guys, they're trying to appeal to both boys and girls. So if you're looking at it through the perspective of a boy, then yeah, these seem kind of meh and iffy. But if you're looking at it as a general fan who wants to see everyone on both sides develop, and you're looking at it through a girl's point of view, probably, a girl who likes girly things, then the Poke showcases are actually pretty cool. Like the baking, the fashion. It's a girl thing, and like, sometimes you just can't understand girl things if you're a guy, because you're a guy. No other way to say it. So, Mudkip, the next question is from Mudkip989. And I'm going to start speeding up here because, we're running low on the time. Mudkip989 asks, since you hate Gen 4 and Dawn and Piplup, how do you feel about her being Ash's most popular female traveling companion in Japan, and Gen 4 being the most popular Gen? In Japan, I don't know. I mean, their opinion. They're all entitled to their opinion, but I just really don't like Dawn. That's my opinion, alright? I mean, how do I feel about it? Good for them, I guess, but I don't want to be a jackass and be like, oh, you're wrong. It's their opinion. It's cool. I personally didn't like Dawn, and I didn't like the pacing of Diamond and Pearl, and I didn't like the fact that everyone talked to me like I was 7 years old when I watched Diamond and Pearl, and yeah, that's how I feel. So, opinions. Next up is from Piplup79. A lot of 9s and water starters here. Since Dawn is your least favorite female, everybody's on me about this Dawn thing. Since Dawn is your least favorite female, who is your least favorite male, and who do you like more between the two? Who's my least favorite male? That's a good question, actually. I hate to say it, it's Brock. Brock sort of sat in the background after his whole gym leader role. It's like, hey, I'm this tough gym leader who almost killed Ash's Pikachu, and then right after he joins Ash, it's like, oh, hey, I'm your cook, and I also take care of the Pokemon, because let's be honest, 2 10-year-olds can't do it. I'm the pansy adult figure in the background, and then they just stretch that out forever. So, yeah, Brock's my least favorite. And then, who do you like more between the two? Like I said, I like Silent the most. Clement's sort of in the middle there, because he's done some things I like, but some things are just nah with me. And then poor Tracy. Poor Tracy's just barely above Brock. And the only reason I say he's above Brock is because at least he's different. Like, Tracy was different. And people hated on Tracy a lot, and I don't see why. I thought Tracy was okay. So, yeah. With that said, Taiyy Ashir. So I'm so sorry if I botched that name up. Yeah, I'm really sorry if I botched that name up. I apologize. Would you do Skype? Do you think... I think they asked more than one question, but it came out as 2. Would you do Skype? I've already explained my Skype situation. Do you think that if Pokemon X and Y will get a reboot that with Ash and Serena's kid, Beast idea even, 45, will you... Oh, I get what they were doing. Will you ever do a Draw My Life? So I'll answer all 3 of these questions in rapid succession, because, one, I've never heard of Draw My Life. I'm sorry about that. And then, do you think they'll get a reboot with Ash and Serena's kid? Well, that's assuming if they had a kid. And I've already explained the Skype situation. I'm sorry. But yeah, to answer those, that's what I say. And I'm sorry for botching your name too. I apologize. Jonathan Galindo. Tyrone, what advice can you give to me for my new channel on YouTube? I really want to save this for a video, like have a video explaining what you would do if you were a YouTuber wanting to do reviews, or just a YouTuber in general. So I'm gonna more or less save that one for later. But overall, if you want some like starting tips right now, I'd say do it for the fans. Don't do it just to get views, but also pay attention to your work. Is it a video that you would see yourself watching? Like, when you make a video, ask yourself, do I see myself watching this video? Is it engaging enough for me to watch it? Speak clearly. Make sure all of your words are pronunciated correctly, but make sure it's at a fast pace too. You never want to talk as slow as molasses. It gets boring. It is dull. You never do that. Show some enthusiasm, show some character. It's one of those, if you give a damn, then I'm going to give a damn type of thing. So that's what I'd say. Alpha Omega Knight 77. Will you try and watch Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc V? You sound like Dean right now. Oh my god, he's pulling my teeth out trying to get, my teeth out, trying to get me to watch Arc V, and I'll get to it. It's a hard, Yu-Gi-Oh's been weird with me. I liked the original Yu-Gi-Oh! I didn't really care for GX because there's some things I didn't like about GX. 5Ds to me was beautiful. It's an artwork. And then I hate Zexal. And then Arc V, I don't know what to say about Arc V. I've watched like 2 episodes of it total, and I will get to it. Don't worry, guys. I will. If you don't kill me about it, Dean will. So I will watch Arc V. Don't worry, guys. I'll get to it. It's getting really good again. So much Yu-Gi-Oh! 5D's nostalgia is included in the second season, including the appearance of Jack, Atlas, and Crow. Oh, so they do. Okay, so I'm glad the 5D's characters appear. So that is a good sign right there. Anyway, next set of questions is from Epic Mario 85. What is your most favorite Pokemon movie? That goes to Pokemon Movie 3. A lot happens. Ash, Brock, and Misty do their own individual battles. I like the Term of Crisis, and I like a callback to Ash's past when he knows Melanie and the others. Number 2, what is your most/least favorite Pokemon movie? Oh, your most least favorite Pokemon movie, excuse me. My least favorite Pokemon movie, that's a tough one, actually. Jirachi's Wishmaker? Number 3, do you think the upcoming Pokemon movie will be the best of the bunch? Well, considering that like freaking 12, maybe like 14 plus legendaries are going to be there, yeah. I'm really interested. However, I don't want it just to be a bunch of legendaries fighting. I kind of want there to be an actual story like behind the fighting and why it is, and I want more I want to be more invested into why they're fighting rather than them just fighting. The next one is from Noble Abraham. 1, what is your opinion about Ash being more mature in the X and Y series? Personally, I think Ash is mature to reflect in... Okay, I've already talked about this briefly. I say Ash is really matured, and I like it. I like the how competent he is as a Pokemon trainer, and I love how the others look up to him. 2, which rival do you think should return in X and Y? Gary, Paul, or anyone else? Paul was a really big, impactful rival to Ash, but I don't think he can really benefit Ash any more than he has now. If Gary returns, I'd have to say he'd return more or less as a researcher because he abandoned his Pokemon trainer goals. But more or less, I guess Gary coming back wouldn't hurt. It'd be a nice callback to the past, and plus, if Gary did the summer camp along with Ash, then Serena may remember Gary as well. Like, maybe Gary was like this big bully in summer camp and made Serena cry or something. That'd be kind of funny. Anyway, question 3. Do you think this X and Y gang would be there in the next series and even after X and Y? Would they get separated after this series? Let's hope it's the latter. I actually like this idea of them traveling with Ash to a next region. Unfortunately, I don't see why they would do it. I mean, yeah, Brock and Misty travel with Ash to the Johto region, even though Brock and Misty aren't. But it kind of makes sense because Johto and Kanto are basically like brothers. They're like brothers. They're literally connected. So it makes sense why they were there. This one, if they were to continue on to next gen, we just have to hope that the next gen is a sequel. So... it'd be cool. I like it. Jeremy Garcia, do you think Serena going to tell her feelings to Ash? Do you think Serena is going to tell her feelings to Ash? Pokemon's usually not that giant on romance, so, I mean, sorry, Amore shippers, I know that, but this one is a canon relationship, though. Well, they're not a relationship yet, but this one, her crush on Ash is canon. It's not like with Misty, where the English dub forced them together. This one's more or less like, we can see that Serena likes Ash. Like, it's clear as day. Maybe, I want to say maybe in the end of it all, hopefully, I want to say that. I don't have enough information to go off of to say if she would or not, but hopefully, I want it to happen, so I'll say 70% yes. 2, do you think Serena will win the next showcase? Yes, she will win, she can't afford to lose. Do you think Serena's mother is going to find out her new design? I actually want to see an episode covering that. I really do. Because Serena cutting her hair, I'm pretty sure they'll show her off in the showcase. Because if you win, you show up on PokeVision. And I'm sure she'll see it. Poke AMV Maker, what is your reaction when you had 1,000 subs? This clearly is a prank or an April Fool's joke because I can't be having 1,000 subs. But no, I was really excited. I love you all. I thank you all for all of the support you all have given me. You all have made me basically as big as I am today, and I couldn't have done this without you all. Thank you to each and every one of you. I truly felt loved when I saw the 1,000 subscribers on there, just by people I barely know, but really want to get to know, and I'm appreciate the support from you all. So thank you all for the support. That was my reaction when I saw the 1,000 subs appear on that screen. Before starting your YouTube career, what is what you wanted to do before? What was what you wanted to do before? As in, what did you want to do on YouTube? When I started, let's see. What I wanted to do was video game reviews, actually, because it was during the time that Dragon Ball Raging Blast 1 came out, and I was really interested in it, and a lot of people were saying that it was Budokai Tenkaichi 4, and you can see that video. It's still the first one I've ever officially made, well, one of the first reviews I ever made, and I wanted to just state my opinions. That's literally what I wanted to let my voice be heard over things that I liked and disliked about things. And just, share my opinion with everybody. And those videos are very crappy, by the way. So don't really watch my video game reviews at all. I want to do my video game reviews again, but I want to capture gameplay. So that's a thing that I want to happen maybe in the future. But what I wanted to do before is basically what I want to do now. Just have my voice and opinion be heard and share those opinions and conversations with you all in, the comment section and in reaction videos and stuff like that. Okay, so the next question is from Joanne Mungia. I'm so sorry if I botched the name here. Do you think Vegeta and Goku will ever fight against each other as Super Saiyan gods? If so, who will win? I really do want to see a fight between Goku and Vegeta as Super Saiyan God Blues, because that would be really interesting. The Majin Vegeta versus Super Saiyan 2 Goku fight is literally one of my most favorite fights in Dragon Ball Z. But, there has to be a legit reason why they're fighting. It can't be like a Kakarot, let's fight, and Goku's like, sure. So, yeah, who I think would win, when it comes to Goku and Vegeta fighting, they never really pick a concrete winner. It's always interrupted or, separated or something happens. Do you think there will be a Super Saiyan God fusion? I wouldn't doubt Akira Toriyama to play around with it. Personally, I don't like fusion characters, though. Do you think Vegeta and Goku will fight the other gods? If so, when? I believe they will. I mean, the series has hinted at them if they exist or not. I want them to. So, yeah. And if so, when? I want to say, maybe towards the middle of Dragon Ball Super when things progress a little bit, because right now it's coming off as a very lighthearted series where Goten has to go off and get a perfect brother-in-law gift for Videl or something. Yeah, it's very lighthearted right now. So next question is, what is your least favorite Pokemon anime series? Diamond and Pearl. Karthik G. Sabas. Who do you think will catch the Torchic? Oh God, which is pretty much confirmed to be captured by the game. I personally want Ash to get in evolving into Blaziken, then Mega Evolve it. I don't want that to happen because too many fire types. But other than that, we don't know. We made a troll video about it. Check it out in KG's channel. I will put an annotation up right there. Yeah. Number 2, was Noibat a correct replacement for Gudra? Looking at it as a gameplay perspective, because I play the video games a lot, Noivern is a strong dragon type Pokemon, so yeah, I think it's okay. Personally, I wanted James to have it because he's not evolving Inkay, but this is an okay alternate, I guess. Number 3, your predictions on Ash's 6 Pokemon and his future team as a whole. Congrats on 1,000 subscribers. That's a great milestone for any YouTuber. Thank you so much. For that 6 Pokemon, we don't know. We really don't. I'm actually coming up with a theory that Ash might just grab one of his Pokemon from the box and use it, because he's done that before. He's done that. He did it in Best Wishes. He did it in towards the end of Diamond and Pearl, where he just grabbed some Johtos. He did it in Battle Frontier. Like, he might just grab something from the back burner and use it, because the Kalos region has less Pokemon than all the other regions. So I wouldn't doubt it if he did it. So yeah, with that said, next question is from Ian Co. Or Kyo. Sorry, Ian Kyo. I see you a lot on Twitter. Number one, favorite mainstream spin-off Pokemon game? This is a great question. I don't play a lot of spin-offs. I've only played 4. Pokemon Puzzle Challenge, Pokemon Puzzle League, Pokemon Trading Card Game, and Pokemon Conquest. Really great games. If I had to pick a favorite one, I like Pokemon Puzzle Challenge. It's the Game Boy Color game that you play, and I'm so glad that it's on the eShop. You can buy it for like $5. And it's the one game I always see myself going back to and just playing because I can. I can beat the game on very hard without losing a single Pokemon. Although if you saw my Let's Play, you saw that I lost Chikorita because of the recording curse. But yeah, I love that game. Now, you know what you're thinking. Well, what's the difference between that and League? I explained some differences in League. I don't like League as much as Challenge, but it's still a really great game. Second place would belong to Pokemon Conquest because it's really good too. And I love Pokemon Trading Card games. So I like the spin-off games that I play. I just don't play a lot of them. Next one is from Kendall Green. Kendall Green asks, what do you think it means to be a Pokemon master? That's a very weird question, and I want to tackle it in a video, but long story short, I believe a Pokemon master basically is someone who beats the Pokemon League champion and becomes an official master of Pokemon. Do you see the Battle Chateau returning in the anime before the League? Ash giving Ash a place to train and polish up his skills, and do you think Serena and Clement will participate? Sorry, I had to scroll. As far as the Battle Chateau, if they come back to it now, they're fine. They would be a little fine just to fill up some episodes with it, but it shouldn't be like a long deal. I think the Battle Chateau should go up to like Ash being a high rank, but not the Duke or anything. I do think it would be some good training experience for Ash, though. So yeah, I like that. Clement and Serena participating. I could see Clement doing it once just to test things out, and he become like a Baron or something, the white thing. So that'd be kind of cool. I don't see Serena participating. How would you feel if Ash beat the Kalos League and had a full 6-on-6 battle with Diantha for the title of champion? Actually, I would really like that. And one of the things I want to mention about that, they did I want to say they did try to hint at that happening when Diantha left and Ash was like, I'll battle you again. But Ash does that a lot, so he promises a lot of things that don't get fulfilled, although this region is pretty good about him following through a little bit. So I actually do like the idea of Ash having a 6-on-6 against Diantha. That would be a really cool thing to happen. That would be a nice end off. They don't even have to have a concrete winner. They could have the Pikachu and Diantha's Florges or something attack, or Diantha's Mega Gardevoir, excuse me. They can have Diantha's Mega Gardevoir and Pikachu attack, and then they freeze it and just end the series right there. I would be happy with that, leaving the audience ambiguous on whether or not Ash wins or not, because him beating the League would already have been completion enough for me. But yeah. And the last question goes to Aaron Liu. Don't you think Dawn is the best female companion? This is the last question, really? Especially what Dean said in his new Q&A. But I think Serena is the best female companion. Well, Aaron, I think Serena's the best female companion, too. I mean, yeah. That's what I feel. That's what I know. As far as Dean saying she's the best, me and Dean are going to have the Diamond and Pearl battle, / Best Wishes battle, and oh my God. But there's actually something there's another debate I wanted to go with Dawn, and it's with another YouTuber. You all can put him in the comment sections below because I forgot his name, but he made a really good argument for Dawn. I still don't like Dawn, but he made a good argument for Dawn. I can at least agree with it, and he's sensible, and I want me and him to have a crossover, because if we have a crossover, then we can debate our sides and have a nice, firm debate over what we feel about the character Dawn, because I don't like her, And I got episodes that can back that up. I also have like some things personally about Don that I just don't like. He has some episodes. We both have facts. I want a nice, clean, respectable debate because he seems like he's got a legit argument going for him. I got a legit argument going for me too. This is what YouTube is about. Adults, or at least like even if you're a child, mature people having a nice debate about which characters we feel are great. And even if we don't agree, we both love Pokemon. So we both win regardless. And I just want to have like a little talk about Don. Maybe, who knows, maybe he'll say some things that can make me change my thoughts about Don. But it's Don, so But other than that, with Dean, we will have a discussion about Diamond and Pearl. Dean, you watch out. But no, rest assured, like, Dean's a great friend, by the way. Like, I don't want anybody to have the feeling that I don't like him. We just have different feelings on Diamond and Pearl, that's all. But Dean's a great friend. Him and KG, they have been they have been great partners to have on YouTube. I would not make it nearly as far without them. It's been an honor to work with them and the Chornik and even Insane Game Freak from time to time. But with that all being said, I believe that wraps this up for all of the questions. If I missed some of you guys' questions, it's more or less because I had to take the video down because the questions were piling up and it's been a week. And like I said, in 1 week I was going to take this down so I can start answering the questions. I do apologize, like I said, if I missed you guys' questions. I could probably try to answer some more questions if you put them in the comment section. I do appreciate all of the support. And again, thank you everybody. 1,000 subscribers. You make me feel really special and you've definitely made me feel like I've made a mark on YouTube. And like, even that moment where I was missing for like almost a month, like for basically like 3 weeks, and everybody was like, oh my god, where's Tyrone at? And my subscription account was going up. I gotta say, me leaving actually kind of helped my subscription account. I hate to say it like that, but people were interested, people were invested, people were liking my videos even in my absence. And I gotta say, you all make it so possible for me to get this far, and I really hope for things to go even further. And I really appreciate you all for helping me make it this far on YouTube and even on Twitter and like even on Tumblr. Like, thank you guys. I feel like with you guys' help, I have a bright future ahead of me on YouTube, along with KG, Dean, Insane Game Freak, and the others. All of you all, from the ones I do crossover videos with, KG, Dean, Insane Game Freak, and them, to the ones that and the Chornik, sorry, and also to the subscribers. I really couldn't have done any of this without you guys. I love that I branched off and made it so far so fast. So, like I said, with that said, thank you all very, very much for helping me get this far. I don't know what to say. You guys are the best. So yeah, be sure to look out for some more content. I'll be hitting it your way. Dragon Ball Super's coming. I'm going to review that. Poke Research will return to, I swear. It's just E3 clustered up my time. I didn't have the time to. So with that said, everybody, this is Tyrone the God 3, and you all have a great day. Tyrone the God 3, out.